Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the FSD podcast. I'm here joined by the one and only Vex MattyD and Vex JBucks. Vex MattyD, how you doing?
Alright lads, it's a crack.
Bucks, what about you?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Bucks, I know you're on a time scale here, so you've got a tournament to win soon, so we won't be too long. We'll try and go for around half an hour on this one. But without further ado, let's get into it for the first kind of question of the evening. But question number one, when it loads, just wow, is our UFC 278 reaction. Obviously, me, Matty, Jamie, and Major Cobra all come on here last week and give our predictions. Matty, if you can remind me, what were your predictions again? I know it was Merab,
Costa, and Leon.
Nah, don't even. He was going to.
No, that's right. But the Costa one and the Leon one was nothing like how I predicted it. However, I will say the Merab one I predicted perfectly. You all called us insane, so you can all shut the fuck up. And I said that exactly how it went. But basically, I think the altitude had an effect on all of the fights.
Yeah.
You know, being really high up. Where was it again?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, yeah. You could see Leon like visibly slowing down. Aldo, he was gassing in the third round when usually he's all right until the fourth or fifth maybe. And I was going to say it had a big effect on the Costa Rockhold fight, but I think it evenly done both of them. I think with that fight though, the big one is Paulo Costa isn't as good as we thought he was.
Do you not think?
He hasn't got very much power, to be completely honest.
He's never had power though, has he?
And that's the deception which has been around him, isn't it? So, because
if you watch his fight, he's never
he
finished
goes to your
someone
body
with one
and then
punch.
goes to your head afterwards type. He's never had really any one punch. Oh, pardon me. He's never really had many one punch knockouts, has he?
No.
So and failing to finish Luke Rockhold after all of that time, and him like calling you a bitch mid-fight and rubbing his blood on you, that's fucking embarrassing, mate. Like, I don't think he's ever going to beat another top 5 middleweight, and I'm being brutally honest with you here. And I just don't see him. He doesn't have the discipline to do it, and I don't think he has the skills to do it. To be completely honest, Harry.
I mean, he looked better in this fight in terms of his preparation. Like, he did look more disciplined with his diet, his weight cut, things like that. He looked a lot better. I think.
But you say that. That's what every fighter does. That should be the bare minimum.
It's the usual, yeah.
It's the bare minimum. You show up, you make weight, and you be in shape. That's the fucking bare minimum, mate. It's not a lot to ask. Well, it is a lot to ask for, but if you're choosing that path, it's the bare minimum.
Yeah. What else was it? I think with the style that Rockhold was fighting, I think it's a bit awkward for Costa. I think it makes the fight a little bit tougher for him because I don't think he expected.
Matty mentioned there about the altitude. I actually think the altitude made that fight better.
Yeah.
I think if it was at sort of a normal level, I think Costa would have. Well, I mean, I wasn't here last week, but my prediction would have been Costa just to run through him. And I think
that's what everyone said.
Yeah, I think with the altitude, it actually made that fight better compared to what it probably should have been. Personally, I think that's probably. I would have said that was probably fight of the night. To be fair, like I say, it was a really good fight. I think, like I say, I wasn't here last week, but I would have went Aldo to win. He just wasn't active enough. He sort of sat back on the thing and let Merab sort of come to him and earn the points. I mean, I don't think a lot of damage was done from either of them, but obviously Merab did enough. I would have went Usman as well. Heart said Leon, head said Usman, but I mean, what a way to have our second champ in the UK. I mean, I think, I don't know if you agree, but I think that's probably the best head kick knockout ever.
I'd say it's definitely in the running. I think for the actual head kick itself, it's not. But for what it meant for him to be down in that fight, for him to be in a rematch against the person who already beat him, who's on this historical run, I think you would have to say that. But in terms of my favourite head kick knockout, I think you've got to go back to that Rashad Evans one against Sean Salmon. But I got on that main event, like, it was absolutely bonkers. Like, picking Leon Edwards by finish at all is
I did.
absolutely mental. Never mind.
I said it. I said he's going to stop him.
Yeah, but that's just you were biased, though, innit?
I
You
was gonna
didn't
say,
actually
Harry,
believe. You didn't actually believe that Leon Edwards was going to finish him, did you? You
I
didn't know,
wouldn't
did you?
have said it if I didn't believe it.
No, Harry, I think that was more what you were wanting to happen than what you thought was going to happen.
Because let's be honest, picking Leon Edwards to knock out Usman was not a smart prediction, was it? As
Why
much as
not?
we can look back and say, "Ooh, such a
No,
mastermind."
I mean,
Reset,"
like in round one when he was fresh, which was, I don't think anyone thought the altitude was going to play as much as a factor as it did. When he was fresh, he was working his obliques nice, the footwork was nice, the combinations was nice, the takedown defense. Because even when he got took down in the first round, he was in guard and he got straight back up, and then he obviously took him down, took his back as well. So I don't think anyone thought the altitude would have played that much of a factor, so everyone thought Leon would be able to keep it up kind of thing, and obviously he couldn't, and then that's how the stoppage ended up coming, where he ended up being behind. But I think if they do rematch that kind of thing, it'll obviously be in Wembley or somewhere in the UK, and then it's going to be sea level.
Cardiff, aren't they?
It'll be, well, Cardiff's indoor, isn't it? So I think
I
that's
thought
the
it was
problem.
Wembley they were on about.
They're on about Wembley, but Dana mentioned earlier about there's a 75,000 seats indoor stadium in Cardiff.
I'll get to fucking Cardiff to watch that, like.
Yeah.
Mate, Cardiff, it's about an 8-hour train journey for us, Matty.
I don't care. I'm saying any amount of distance to go and see that. You know,
Could you not get a
as long as it's in
flight?
the UK and I don't have to go and get a plane.
No, but what's it called? I think that card can be absolutely huge. I've seen rumours of people saying Volkanovski versus Arnold Allen, but like Emmett and Rodriguez are head on, so it's not going to be on there. But you can get a number one contender fight on there, or you can get Darren Till on there, you can get Paddy on there.
If you do,
Molly
maybe Allen versus Cater in the co-main, maybe, because Allen's going to be out until early next year with a hand injury, so that kind of lines up well, doesn't it?
I think what a lot of people are forgetting is obviously Leon's fresh, and when you get a head kick knockout like that, you have to spend some time away. I don't think Usman's going to be ready for like March next year anyway.
So the timeline lines up perfectly, doesn't it? You have Leon Edwards in the main event, you've got Arnold Allen in the co-main event, and then you can maybe.
Well, you got Tom Aspinall as well.
Do you reckon Aspinall will be ready by then?
Yeah,
maybe?
I got told something that the surgery he had, it's like the MCL, something like that, where it's only actually like 6 weeks to recover. It's not actually that bad. So
so
he could be on that.
I guess you could have him on. Who else we got? Oh, get our boy Davey Grant on there. Where he hasn't been on either of the UFC London cards since COVID.
I mean, he was calling to be on the most recent London one.
I think he got injured. I think he was injured. That's the only reason he hasn't been booked recently.
Oh yeah, because he hasn't been booked since the Smoker fight.
Oh yeah, I heard, because I've got my old coach is really good mates with him. I heard of him that he had a hand injury, I think it were.
Mhm.
So, but I think he'll be ready. He'll obviously be ready by then, because that was in fucking June, I think it was now.
Yeah.
So, that would be great. And hopefully the prelims on WrestleFest, like UFC London.
Oh,
honestly, the last UFC, honestly, I think there was more action in the crowd than there was. In the cage, in the prelim.
But can you remember? It was Mark Jacasey's fight. We were all so bored, but we didn't want to boo because Mark Jacasey was winning, so the entire arena just started randomly going, woo, woo! You just heard like woos around. Was it just my block? Maybe it was you in that as well.
No, you could hear it everywhere.
To be fair, where me and Harry sat, like literally, like directly left from us. Like I'm not even joking. Like it was probably the biggest brawl sort of in the arena, like out of everywhere. Like
was that the one with Rakic and Jimmy Manoa?
It was. No, it was for last card, Matty. But like, it was mental. Like, half that side of the arena, well, not arena, but half that block was completely empty by the main event.
No. I know it was. I know you're saying last card, but was that?
No, it was completely different place. Different place.
Was it a different scrap?
Yeah.
So I know there was a massive brawl that went out because of Jimmy Manoa sucker punching Rakic, so we're sat in the same row.
Nah, what's it called? I assume it would have been like loads of scars when Paddy won.
Yeah, it was
loads
it was
of people stormed the cage.
Even during the
Chris Curtis. Yeah, but when Paddy won, everyone was lobbing the beer, and like the people on the first bit on the floor, I think the the bit who was on the incline lobbed all the beer down, and then the floor people was lobbing their beers up, and then it was just like, oh, everyone was just scrapping. It was mad. But I mean, let's get into the first mini game. So in this one, let's pop it up on screen for you. Oh, my computer's been so slow today. It's like it's taking forever. There we go. So in this mini game, Ricardo and myself will name a UFC fighter's nickname. The competitors will then guess the nickname. If they get it correct, they will gain a point. If it's incorrect, they will lose a point. The top two will play in the finale, but we were supposed to have Kezalar on here. Obviously, he's not here, so both will play in the finale anyway.
I just want to point out that I am going to be absolutely terrible at this.
Righty.
But I'm really bad with nicknames, mate, so...
Brilliant.
You're in with a chance here. Wait, so you're going to say the nickname and we have to guess the fight?
Yes.
Great.
Right, so, number one.
Is it just a shout out, or is it?
No, so yeah, so I say the nickname. No, I say the fighter use. No. What did I bloody put down? I'm being an idiot.
You put nickname twice.
We've got an amateur in charge here.
No, I'll name the nickname.
Do you say the nickname?
Right,
You say the fighter.
I'll say the nickname. You say
Right,
the fighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And is it just you to go to Matty first, or is it?
whoever says it first, you don't even have to say. You have to say the. You don't say like Matty and then you give the answer. You just say the answer.
Yeah.
There will be a 20-second timer for every single one, so you can't just sit there dwelling all day. If no one says anything by the 20 seconds, we'll just move on. Like I said, if you guess incorrectly, you'll lose a point. If you get it correct, you'll gain a point. So, number one, the Predator.
Francis Ngannou.
Done. There's a point for Matty.
Sorry, Bucks.
Do you know what?
Maybe I might be alright with this.
It takes me a few seconds just to even, bring in what Matty said. I mean, not Matty, what Harry's even said. So I
Right.
mean, you're well over me here.
Number two, the Machine.
Murad Davashvili.
Number two.
People.
Number three, the Answer.
Frankie Edgar.
He's doing you.
Man, he's saying it before I even I'm trying to think.
Number four, the Tarantula.
Jalen Turner.
He's 4 Robux.
How does
Number five, the Silent Assassin.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, that's not Jesus Christ, isn't it, then, Paul?
Vincente Luque.
5-0.
Yes.
It's like I was sparse, Matty.
Number
Look at
six,
yourself, Buck.
the Action Man.
Chris Curtis.
Oh!
Fuck yeah.
JBucks with a comeback.
Yes.
Number seven, Sweet Dreams.
Jamal Hill.
Ah, he's bringing it back. Number eight, Superman.
Ryan Spann.
Ah, Bucks, come on, lad.
Do you know what though, right? That last one, you could have gave me about a year and I still wouldn't have got it.
Number nine, Almighty.
Alan.
Ah, Bucks, I thought he was going to get that one.
Do you know what though? He says it so quickly to like.
Number 10, remember the name.
Lal Mohammed.
I didn't even
Come
hear
on,
that
everyone
one.
knows that one.
Didn't even hear that one because my internet cut out.
Hashtag Bilal Mafia.
This one could be troubling. The Cookie Monster.
Carla Esparza.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Matty, you need to leave the house more, mate.
You'll
Sunderland's not-
I think you'll struggle with this one. Magnum.
Zhong Wei Li.
Fuck me.
Matty, I know Sunderland's not that nice of a place, mate, but please see the grass.
This is what you get when you watch every card. You just hear Bruce Buffer saying the names.
Right. Number 13, The Future.
What's her name? Macy Barber.
Correct. So
How
that's
many is there, Harry? You might as well just say
there's
something to one.
two more. There's two more. It's now 12 to 1. So number
Yeah.
14, Junior.
I don't know this one.
Come on, Bucks, it's your time to shine.
Is it? What, just Junior?
Yep, just Junior.
Matty, we are useless.
He's literally got a 12 out of 13.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? The time has surely gone out now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're just going to kick yourself. But it's Edson Barboza.
Fuck sake, I thought that was just Edson Barboza Jr. or something like that. I've heard that.
Alright, number 15, Tank.
What?
Tank, number 15.
See, I've just went to Lomachenko from boxing. Tank.
Come on, lads. Bucks, you should know this one.
Should I?
Yeah.
I don't like it when you say stuff like that, Harry.
Right then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. How do you not get it? Jack Tank Show.
Oh my.
Oh, fuck's sake, aye.
Yeah, so
Aye,
that.
but that's hard to remember because, let's be honest, he's not a tank, is he?
Yeah, but it's like Jack Tank Show. It's
You know
part
what,
of
guys? I think I put up a good effort there. I've got 12-1.
12-1.
Well done to all involved. Well done to MattyD.
So there's the answers there. So it was Francis Marab, Frankie Edgar, Jalen Turner, Vicente Luque, Chris Curtis, Jamal Hill, Ryan Spahn, Arnold Allen, Bilal Mohammed, Carlo Esparza, Weili Zhang, Mercy Barber, Edson Barboza, and Jack D. Tank.
Mate, the fact that he got Carla Esparza right is unbelievable.
How do you not know Carla Esparza, Cookie Monster? She literally looks like the Cookie Monster.
Alright, Matty.
Alright then. So, shall we get into question 2 then? Make Bucks feel a bit better.
Yeah.
So,
Then we'll go back to another smashing.
you know what? Oh, I think you've got a chance in this one, Bucks. So, if UFC 5 was to drop in January, who would be on the cover and why? So, they usually go for 2 cover athletes. Just in with UFC 1, it was Jones Gus. UFC 2, Rousey McGregor. 3 was just McGregor, but then 4 was Adesanya Masvidal. So, you think it would be 2 again? So, if you had to pick 2, who do you think? And it's in January as well. So, if there's someone who you think would lose in that time, or they're not going to stay at the top for very long, you wouldn't put them on, would you?
Right? I think they base it on. Is it? I don't.
It's stardom though, isn't it? It's not who's the best. Like, if it's the best, it would obviously be Volkanovski now, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be
Who knows about
Volkanovski
Volk?
because he's,
Right,
you know,
casuals don't
he's
know
not
about
really
Volk.
that popular.
Jorge was on the last one due to that knee, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
I think
Masvidal
that-
fight, the
I think-
BMF belt.
I thought the Diaz fight.
Potentially Leon.
I can't see Leon being
You
on.
know what? Leon and Usman on the cover, like they did with UFC 1 with Gustafsson and Jones, I think would be an absolutely fucking smashing cover.
I think Paddy's one of the biggest stars, but I don't think they'd put him on the
he's
cover.
far too far off from that.
Do you not
UFC
think?
6 maybe.
See, Adesanya was on the cover on 4, and he's only lost 1 fight against since then, and it was against Jan Blachowicz, and I don't think anyone views it as like a
But
massive loss.
his reputation
Yeah.
by the fans have went down
So
completely though, hasn't it?
He's not the no one views him as the same star. Back then, it was just off his win from Cosset, and he was viewed as some mega star who was going to go and fight Blachowicz if he would have got that. So I can't see him.
Who it would be though.
So you go through the divisions.
It can't be Francis because of the trouble with the UFC.
Jerry Prochazka, but then he's not that much of a
No,
mainstream star.
See, I think
Actually, he's a big star in like Middle Eastern Europe, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's still that's big enough to be
Actually,
on the
no,
cover.
that's ridiculous.
I do think though, due to recency, obviously that huge knockout. I don't know. I think saying Leon though is it's not. Personally, I wouldn't, but I can see it's a thing of EA would do just due to sort of how. I mean, I think he doubled Instagram followers in like 2 hours. I think.
If Leon's on it, would be both of them.
A fight for the cover one. What about Charles Oliveira?
No,
No?
he doesn't speak English. Chance.
Who else is on
That's
there?
not me. That's not me going against Charles Oliveira. It's just they're not going to put a person who doesn't speak English on the front cover.
So, right, let's go through the divisions. So you got flyweight. There's no one really at flyweight. You get on the...
Actually, though, you could potentially Figueiredo Moreno cover.
No.
I
No.
just have a weird feeling it's going to be a dual cover of
Yeah,
like.
but that's not a
fighters
massive
who-
fight.
who-
It'd
fighters
have
who
to
are
be
going
on-
to fight.
I don't
If-
want to cover my
If there was to
But it's
do
a,
it...
no, but I know we've seen it too many times. But there's a reason we've seen it too many times. It's not like Volkan Holloway, where Holloway just keeps getting fucking shots until he wins one.
Yeah. The only fight where there was a fight
case
for the
of
cover...
one.
No, I don't necessarily think that's true though either, because I don't think anyone in that division is close to Holloway.
Holloway?
At least in the past. No one has deserved that title shot more than Holloway.
Yeah, right. If you look at... There was only ever one fight for the cover, and that was McGregor-Aldo. And they could... Let's say they put McGregor on the cover before that fight and he would have lost. Then they look stupid because McGregor's on that cover. If they would have put
Yeah,
all...
but they kind of did that with Usman and Masvidal, though, didn't they? And the problem, and let's be honest, the UFC probably knew that Masvidal was going to get wrestle fucked by Usman. I know he stepped in on short notice, but it was that card was originally meant to be Usman and Masvidal.
Yeah, but he didn't
Usman
lose
and
that
Burns.
much of a star from it, really.
Yeah, but he did in the second one because everyone jumped off the band.
Yeah, but the second one was in like April of the next year. The game came out in like August the year before, so it wasn't like that much of a
but what I'm
close gap.
saying is they put him on the cover knowing that he was probably going to lose his next fight anyway, didn't they?
No, I don't think that's the case at all, to be fair, because if you look at sort of the way that, I mean, he just knocked out Darren Till viciously. He'd knocked out Askren in seconds. No, like, he was the next, like, huge thing. Like, nobody expected him to sort of... I know he, obviously, before...
He had the
was a bit
talk
of-
as well,
not a
didn't he?
journeyman,
He
but,
wasn't just putting
you know,
on shows, he was like backing it up as well with his talk, like
Yeah,
he was a
that's what
star
I
in
mean.
that sense as well.
It's a bit like, say, Conor losing that Jose Aldo fight. Do you know what I mean? Not the Jose Aldo fight, the Alvarez fight. Like, everyone thinks he's the next big thing, but just because he didn't back it up on one fight, do you know what I mean? I think sort of saying that he was put on there because he knew that he was going to lose the next fight. I don't really think that was the case.
Right.
I think
To be honest, I would like to see Volkanovski get it. I think
Yeah.
he's earned it, but I don't think they would. But the more that I think about it, the UFC is lacking big stars right now who are at the top of the divisions. They're lacking big star because Adesanya was meant to be that, and then he just started being boring.
Yeah.
And now they've got it with Charles Oliveira, and he doesn't fucking speak English.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like,
you'd think
it's a
if
problem.
Khabib stayed around longer, he could have been. But
Yeah.
and then
Khabib
you pass it
definitely
on.
would have been.
You pass it on to Makachev,
You know what? There's probably a big chance that Khabib could be anywhere.
a
'Cause
Legends
he's got good
edition.
relations still with, and you know, I mean, a little bit of enticing to get back to the UFC. Like, I think to be honest, the UFC, the smartest move to do right now would be to do Usman and Leon on the cover together.
Yeah, but even when they done a fight for the cover like McGregor and Aldo, they had Rousey on there already, and then it was the winner of that one went on. So you would think it'd be one of them two, and then someone. So like, let's go for a final answer.
What I'm thinking back to is UFC 1, though. They did Joel and Gustafsson, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but say,
That's what I'm
right,
thinking.
say you not follow the trend, but say you had to put a female fighter on, who we picking?
It's Valentino.
Shevchenko, actually. Would it be, or would it
Molly
be...
McCann! Yeah!
Molly McCann. Get fucking Molly McCann on the cover, I wear. That would be
Paddy and Molly,
absolutely
get 'em on.
sick. Get Paddy and Molly up.
No, I personally
Who says
I
no?
think Volk
Who
would
says
earn it,
no?
but I do think it would probably be Leon and Usman.
So is that what both of you two are saying, Leon and Usman?
Yeah,
For a
I'm
final
saying
answer.
that.
I think it's- I think
But
it's-
if I got to choose, it would be Volkanovski.
I don't think there's a bigger fight coming up. Sort of coming up close, like after January.
Hang
I
on,
mean, what-
let me just say something. So it's January. Let's say they only release a cover at the start of January. There's someone rumoured to be fighting in December who could be is a very big star.
What, Jones?
And that name is John Jones. Let's say John Jones comes
They're
back.
not going to put John Jones on after everything that's happened recently.
I was going to say, I think there's
They
too much
just
controversy
wouldn't
around
do
it.
that. Especially with a year. Not a fucking chance in the world. Honestly, if Francis Ngannou got past all of this trouble with the UFC, I could
It's not
guarantee that he
happening,
would
though.
probably be on the cover. But
So,
it's too late now.
so for a final answer,
He's
you're
too in
both
deep
going
waters.
Usman and Edwards.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have
I
to
think,
go.
Go on.
For a final answer, I think I'd have to go. I think Volkanovski has to go on there. And then I think it'd either be Usman or... Well, I think it'd be Edwards on there as well. I think they have to be. I think he's just going to turn into an absolute star now. But let's go on to minigame 2 now. So this
Here we
one,
go.
it's going to be...
Number 2.
No,
Here we go.
back yourself, pal. This one could be troubling with
Just
the...
guess who?
This is
Matty,
Guess
have you ever
Who.
seen the TV show Eggheads?
I haven't, no.
You should have been on there with UFC knowledge, mate.
Right. So this one, it is... So I will have 5 clues on one fighter. If the competitors guess the fighters correctly, they will gain 2 points. But for every incorrect guess, they will lose a point. The competitor with the most points at the end will be the winner. So I have 4 fighters and I have 5 clues on each, and we're just going to go through each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we shall start off with number 1. I made my UFC debut in March 2010 at welterweight. So I'm guessing none of you are guessing, trying to lose points off that one.
Nah.
Nope.
No.
No. So then, and it pops up on screen.
You have a good idea though.
Matty's gonna get it in Matty's gonna get it include 2 or 3 every time.
In my time in the UFC, I have fought for the title once.
Am I allowed to ask a question based off that? Does interim titles include?
Interim titles count, yeah. Clue number 3.
Tony Ferguson.
Oh, -2. Hang on, no, it's -1.
Fuck.
Hooray!
Yeah, right. I took a gamble.
Nah,
Took a gamble.
this was all part of the plan. I still won't get it by clue 5, but it's alright because we're here.
Right then, so clue number 3. Come on, this PC. Isn't it? I have main evented in the UFC 9 times. So I've main evented in a lot of fights, but I've only fought for the title once, so...
Am I still allowed to guess and get my point back?
Oh, yeah, you're allowed to guess. But
Oh, right.
every time you guess incorrectly, it's a minus point.
So it is a big boy.
So you ready for clue number 4?
Yeah.
When it loads. I have had 26 UFC fights with a record of 15 and 11. How have you not got it off this one? This one, it is... You'll get it off this one, but if you just want to guess on clue number 4, then take a gamble.
I don't even know if it's a case of that.
Matter, do you want to have a little guess or...?
No, not yet.
Right, you're going to have to be quick on this one.
Right.
I didn't expect you to get this far. I was the first man to beat Conor McGregor in the UFC.
No, my mind's gone blank. Nate Diaz.
Bucks, come on.
No, honestly, I'm not good at the pressure situation.
Oh my god.
Neither am I. I took that long to think of Nate Diaz from that final clue. How are Bucks?
Oh, mate, it took you just as long.
There we
Almost
go.
as long.
Fighter number
Split
1
second.
was Nate Diaz.
My guess of Tony Ferguson was canny though for that 2 clues. Because he made his debut at welterweight and tough,
Yeah.
didn't he?
He is ready for fight number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, this would be so much quicker if my PC was faster. I made my UFC debut at 20 years old. I'm guessing no one's going off that one
No.
now. I have been involved in 9 title fights over 2 divisions in my time in the UFC.
So he's obviously won the belt.
I mean, you'd be absolutely terrible in title fights if you'd went 0-9 in title fight.
Oh no.
He's ready for the next, so you don't want to guess?
Yeah.
Go on.
don't really learn much from this clue, I'll be honest. I've main evented in the UFC 9 times.
Matty, are we just like really thick?
We are
Nah.
thick.
But I've made it a little bit easy because I could go back to like early days in the UFC. These are all still relevant nowadays, just to give you that bit of a clue.
Yeah.
This one should be a good one.
Get it up.
I was an interim champion who unified my belt.
Bucks, we are thick.
We actually, mate, we are so thick.
If you don't get it off this one, there's something going wrong. But so no one wants to take a guess on clue 4.
The fact that my screen is delayed, so.
I'll read it out anyway when it loads.
Okay.
I have never been dropped in the UFC.
Holloway.
Oh, JBucks!
There you go.
Get up there. Now JBucks leads 2-1. Good stuff.
Wait, so am I on 0 points? He's on 1 point.
You're on 1 point.
Mental.
Wait, we're both on 1 point.
No, you're on 0.
As well, yeah, because I lost a point.
Yeah.
So shouldn't it be 0 points me, 1 point?
It should be.
You get 2 points for getting it correct. So Bucks is on 2. You're on 1.
Right, okay. So it's 2-1, yeah.
My Streamlabs is messing up, so it's not letting me transition.
That changes the way I approach it, so I'm going to take more guesses.
I think I might have put the wrong one in for Holloway reveal. Right then, so fighter number 3. Oh, this one's a tricky one. This one's harder than the other 2, I'll say that. Fighter number 3, clue number 1, I'm a former UFC champion.
I ain't guessing off that.
It's clue number 1, it's not supposed to be obvious.
Right, go on, next.
I won my title in 2015 and defended it once. That is successfully, by the way. So I'm guessing no one's second a clue off that one.
Go again.
This one's a good clue. I hold losses to 3 different welterweight champions.
Rafael dos Anjos.
Oh,
What a
that...
weird guy.
He's actually done you there, Bucks. He's on 3, you're on 2 now.
How's he on 3? Hold on.
Because he got...
Take chances. Take chances.
Because he guessed 1 incorrect, so he got a -1, and then he's guessed it correctly twice.
Get it wrong, I think is my issue.
Righty then, are you ready for fighter number 4, the final one? This one, by the way, so Bucks, you are currently a point behind, so you do need to touch on this.
I just need to guess.
Yeah, you need to get it correct. That's what you need to do.
So even if you guess it wrong and then get it right, it's still 3-3.
I have fought for the UFC title 3 different times. It's clue number 1 for fighter 4.
Go on.
I have 3 losses in MMA, all in the UFC. No one's taking a gamble there, no?
Nope.
Clue number 3, I am currently not booked for a fight. This one is, I'd say it's a good clue as well. Clue number 4.
You said that about all of them, to be fair. But...
Yeah, when you know it's obvious. In my most recent fight, I headlined a pay-per-view against a big rival. And clue number 5. This one's, if you don't get it off this one, there's something going wrong. So if you just want to take a guess, Bucks, on clue number 4 for the win.
No. I don't.
No. Oh, you want to be quick then now? Oh, hang on. My nickname in the UFC is Chaos.
Gaethje.
Covington.
Oh, Bucks for the win! Matty goes -1, so he goes to 2, and Bucks got +2 for getting it right, so he goes full. Just engage it.
Mate, where was that nickname in the last round?
Oh, it wasn't there. Then it would have been obvious, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but at least I got it.
Fighter number 4 was Colby
Does that mean I
Collins.
won?
Yeah, you will.
You won the second game. I won the first game.
But I'm
Aye.
incredible. Yeah, but last goal wins, innit?
Yeah, Bucks wins. Oh wow. So there was a 2-point difference in round 2, but
Yeah,
there
we don't talk
was
about round 1.
an 11-point difference in round 2. So on aggregate, Bucks wins.
Yeah, I like it. I like your thinking.
Right then. Should we get into the final question then?
Go for it.
So I'm gonna need to get my phone up here for this one. This one is quite an opinion one.
Oh, we all like opinions.
So we'll keep it quick. So we'll just go through each team and just say one name. So who will be the MVP of every Xbox ESFL team? So the best player, the one who will do the best and win the most fights, come out with the most clutch moments, just things like that in general. So I think I have all of the teams here somewhere. So Bang Bang's Xbox team, who was saying is going to be the best player on that?
Who's on the Xbox team?
You know what? I don't know.
I would say Leaks, but that's a boring answer. Leaks
Yeah.
has, been a bit inactive, so I'd probably gone with. I'll go with that Zach. He
Zach?
seems.
Yeah.
He seems okay. He seems like he can clutch out a few wins against good people.
I'm just getting up fight camps now with
Is
the
that
ESFL.
being that real shit?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, yellow with flash.
Right, so it's
Yeah.
Leaks, Pablo G, Big E, Zach, Jax, and Bumba.
Yeah, I'll stick with my answer.
I
No,
think Jax is very underrated in my opinion.
I'm going Pablo Grips. I think he can be quite troubling at times. Right then, so next one is BFAP. So obviously you've got Trixie and Zayaf, who's the clear 2 best players, but who's going to come up with the most like clutch key wins, big wins, like being the MVP of that team?
I'd say Dave.
Dave?
I think Dave is. I mean, I fought Dave a lot of times, and he's so boring to play, but he gets the win.
Yeah.
And I think just due to the fact that he'll do anything to win, I think he'll probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of goes clean through the things until he meets sort of like the top tier people.
Matter?
I'm just gonna go with Trixie because I think even if Trixie does start getting beat, he has a really good recovery and adjustment game. Whereas like someone like Zayaf or Dave, if they start getting beat, I don't really think they know what to do to change it up as much.
I'm going Dave because like whenever you see people do league fights, like you always see Dave fight to his best. Other people you don't always see fight to his best. So when someone's going to come out clutch in big moments, I'm saying it's going to be Dave.
But this is the ESFL, isn't it? It's the big stage. I think most people
Yeah, and look
know
at
how to
right.
handle it at this point.
All respect to Trixie, but look at his history in the ESFL. He's not fought to his best a lot of times, really. Like
I think he has recently, though. I think he has recently.
He's fought better in ESFL recently. But the next one is KM, so he's going to be the key player in KM.
I'd say Caliber. Although saying that,
okay.
I don't like to be good, but I played intro the other day, and
Yeah.
he is very solid.
The only thing with him though is 30 FPS, so if someone wrestles
Yeah,
him,
I mean,
he's screwed.
Is it trouble guy I fought on ESFL?
Yeah, he's one of you absolutely
so
wet blanketed.
I mean, obviously his ground game is going to heavily let him down, but I think in general, sort of his striking is very top tier.
Yeah, his striking is very clean. If you got 60 FPS, it'd be very, very troubling because then the grappling would be an issue and all of his striking would be a lot cleaner. So I reckon from KM, intro would be a good one. But myself, I would go for Drew. Drew seems to just like beat people and he does nothing special. He just wins. So I think he's going to be one of the clutch ones. Matthew, what about you? If you just had to name one.
I'm going to stick with Caliber because although I don't really rate Caliber, he pulls out these wins straight out of his arse against really fucking good people and he keeps on doing it and I'm not going to doubt his ability to do it again.
Next one is LW. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know who's LW anymore.
No, neither.
But I think I'm looking.
Well, actually, I can get up. My phone's right here.
Oh, your phone's right there, is it? That probably explains things.
Where is it? LW.
I'm trying to find them now. So you've got CIA Webcam, KB King, Deaglefly, Nestor, Great Mist.
Deaglefly.
Oh,
Deaglefly's an interesting one. I think he's quite good.
You've
I
got
think
Burr.
Deaglefly's quite good.
Burr there as well, Yowie Burr. I just know of him, but I don't know how good he is. He could be something for him. I think I'd have to go. Oh, that's a struggle. I'm just going to go Webcam, purely because he's been there.
I think
at
his
the top of
connection's a big issue.
Yeah.
I'll go with Deaglefly. I seen him fight mix-ups last season, and you know what mix-ups although he's not that great, he's not very good at all. But he's made it 4-0, and he did really well against mix-ups, and he did all right on PS last season as well. So I'll go with him. I think he's probably their best player.
Next one. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Ditty Boxing.
I don't even know who that is.
That's TMF.
Basically, TMF is rebranded. Yeah.
So who's in that?
Chinsworth, Crypto, Toaster, Avoider, Noggin, Noble Concept, and Mikey Boy.
Is Mikey Boy that Cerise Cascade?
Yes, he is.
I'd say him. I think his subs are very good.
I wonder why. There's a questionable controller in there, I reckon.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. Matty, what about you?
I'll go with Quidsworth. Chinsworth. He's got a really good ability to compete in league fights. He doesn't really suffer from the league fight nerves, and I think he's got an interesting style which poses a lot of problems to some of these players.
I'm saying Noggin. Like in the FSK server when that was running, well, the league, Noggin put on some great performances and stuff like that. So I always try for bouts to get him in the SFL.
Noggin's improving every day. He's one of my prodigies.
Yeah, I'd say Noggin is the one for watching out. And then we are on to Vex, but team that both you two are in. Who's going to be the key player for us? I'm saying Pabs. He's improved a lot. He's looking better. Obviously, he's getting better with league fights. He's performing better in general. So that's what I'm going with. What about you, Sue? Matthew, if you say you're an absolute idiot. You can't say yourself.
I wasn't going to say myself. I was actually going to agree with you and say Pabs.
Yeah.
But actually, wait, no. You've said Pabs, so I'm going to give. You know what? I'm going to go with Grains because I don't think people realise how good Grains can possibly be.
Yeah.
When Grains is playing absolute full-on focused, he's not hungover, he's not drunk, he's not fucking pulling out the fights left, right, and centre. When he's fully committed and he's fully focused against someone who's good, he's really shit against shit players. But against top people, he is fucking really, really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. Some other big fighting some really big camps.
Yeah. Bucks, what about you?
I mean, in terms of getting the results, I think without sort of sucking him off too much, I'd probably say Matty.
Oh. I thought you were going to say yourself then.
No, I think Matty's style, it's very frustrating to play, and I think it's going to catch quite a few people out. Everyone in Vex really. You got Bossman, you got Ginger, you got I'm being stupid, Spark, Zane. I think he's going to shock a lot of people. I think he's going to fight very well.
The only thing I would be worried about with Zane is his nerves. Like he's new to competitive. He's not new to the game, but he's new to competitive league fights and that. So, but in terms of skill wise, he is probably in the top 3 of Vex. So,
but mention what I was going to say is then. Hooker, he's actually very good. He's got good wrestling. His striking's always improving, and if he's playing the game proper, he can be one of the best people on that team. My brother. But then the final team, and it's fairly laughable with the members that's on there now. So we've got EK, the Xbox side.
I need to have another look at Xbox side because
it's so bad.
It's so bad. I thought you told us not to beef on it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we can just within reason. But like,
right.
It was going to be like. Go
on.
It's bad, isn't it? Very bad.
A little, yeah.
Could be a
mix-ups because he has an ability to beat people who are far better than him just by being a little freak. Todd can can do well. Tad is very good at beating people his own level.
Yeah, but I think
And
Tad's
you know
probably
what?
the best one there, isn't he?
Nah.
No,
Nah.
I'll give some spotlight to this to Cherry as well.
Cherry?
He's got as much as it's a little bit cheesy and a little bit like AIDS. There's no other real way of saying it. He's got some good he's got some good fighting to him. So I'll change my answer to him actually. I'll go with Cherry.
Bucks, who was your answer?
I'd say Tad.
Come on.
That's my boy, man. That's my boy.
No, I like Tad. I don't really. The rest of them's like American and that people I don't really know.
Yeah, that's what I was. I see him gonna chin him like, but like honestly, it was shaping up to be like a Liverpool Man City race for the title. You know what I mean? We were that boss man making his 40-year-old memes. So it was going to be like the most stupidest thing you've ever seen.
And then they just kind of, and then they took all the good
No.
players on PS.
It was going to be, and now they're all on PS because they're going to like. Well, it's not going to be an easy one. I don't think it's going to be challenging for them, but they knew they wasn't going to win on Xbox.
PS is lacking with the top cams right now, especially since CW don't want to compete.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, it was going to be like a Liverpool City title race, and then they flapped it. So now it's going to be like Man City. I think that's going to be
using BFAP now by the looks of things.
Yeah, well, come on, it's not going to be competitive. But my pick from there is Capalot. You see how well he does on ranked. Right. He has about like 50 win streaks on ranked, and he comes up high in the leaderboard to fight to pick anyone to beat him. But like I've watched him versus Naz, he looked alright in prime time.
Wait, so, is Samurai Robin not fighting on?
He's on PS.
Oh, is he fighting on PS?
Literally.
Robin's very good, to be fair.
Oh,
just on a
he's
quick
PS.
question, who do you actually think's going to win the PS side?
I mean, NM are decent.
I'm not familiar with any PS camps. That
Harry's decent. Good. Harry's decent.
NM's looking very good at the minute.
Chris,
yeah,
the boy. I
think with him moving all over, I do think EK might have the PS side.
Oh yeah, but come on, if they don't have it,
like that NM's looking good. I'm looking at it here.
Yeah, but just saying, they've got Max, they've got JC, they've got Dab, they've got Naz.
Yeah, but how long has it been since any of them other than Naz have been really committed to this game? They're not going to be in the best.
They are playing a little bit more.
Like from what I've heard, Gamp and JC haven't really exactly been playing the game an awful lot.
Are you indicating that they're washed?
Dab hasn't been in his prime form for a while now. Maybe because he's not playing the game as much, is he?
Are you saying you beat a prime Dabican or like a washed Dabican? So you downplaying or playing?
Somewhere in between, I'd say, to be honest.
But yeah, like.
I'm not going to take away from myself. I'm not going to take away from him. I think it's a. Well, actually, I was about to say Kesa, but he's fucking FSD now. Boss Man hasn't updated this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why haven't you even mentioned FSD, mate?
Yeah. I mean, well, to be fair, yeah, we done Vex and used on here. So, who's going to be the key player in FSD?
I'm going to go with Fad.
Fad, yeah, it's just Fad, isn't it? Fad's just good. Love that guy.
I'd have to agree. Or I think Ash is probably very, very underrated as well. I think because he hasn't been around for so long.
No, he has. He's been around like since the start, and I don't know if he was for UFC 3, but I know he won E-League.
I mean, I haven't personally seen him in a long time.
Yeah, he took a decent break, I think.
I think I was gonna say, I think because he's been away for so long, like people are actually gonna just completely forget how good actually he is.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, until that FSK tournament which he won, I didn't really know who he was, to be completely honest with you, and I still don't really know him that well at all. He's very quiet. He doesn't talk a lot, so yeah, I don't think people realise how good he is, including myself. I'm not really that aware.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was when we first started on about the FSK tournament that he won, when we first started talking about it. I messaged everyone, and I messaged him and I was like, do you want to play in this tournament? And he was like, yes, Sam. This is when the ESFL season was still going ahead. So as it was going ahead, like when I just started speaking to DMs a little bit, it comes down with him. And because he fought on PS, I never really watched PS, but I was like, you know what, I'll watch PS because Ash is fighting. And I started watching on PS, and he was beating people. I'm pretty sure he beat like Kinetic on ESFL 150. And then he fought in that tournament. He beat Peace, he beat Bossman, he beat Samurai Robin, he beat Pirate Kip, he beat J Robbo, he beat Fad. And then when you see him fighting in like best of sevens, best of fives against some of the best players in the world, he just smashes them. So Ash is going to be another good one as well. But before we wrap up, one thing that I'd like to mention is is it Sunday or Saturday? Use a computer.
Sunday.
Sunday. Is it 8 or 7? Do you know? It's 2 p.m. CST, but I don't know what that
It'll
is.
be 8.
8.
I
So
think.
8 p.m. BSC on Sunday. Tune in to see Vex versus TFA for the ESFL. Whoever wins will be getting the spot in the ESFL. So it should be a fun one to watch. I know Rara's been training hard and he's going to give you all kind of problems, but that is it from me. Bucks, Matha.
Stop being cruel, man.
Bucks, Matha. Been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to say any last words before we leave.
Cheers, lads. Hope you have a good night and tune in on Sunday. Vex takes the spot.
Bucks.
We'll see you on Sunday, boys.
See you all on Sunday. Thank you lot for joining me.